Hello, my name is Anon Blast.
Have a
Now,
wonderful day, sir.
thank you. You might be wondering why I'm starting in a clothing store of all places. Like, this is a weird place to start a video. Anything hiding? Any sort of weird secrets in this clothing store? And there's an upstairs. Um, the reason why is because the game I am playing is not technically GTA San Andreas. I am in fact playing GTA Underground. You'll notice this is not the San Andreas map, but the Vice City map. Now don't be fooled. GTA. Oh, I have the radio turned off by the way, because copyright. GTA Underground is not just like Vice City in the San Andreas world or something like that. What it is it's the entirety of the 3D universe, all in one map, plus a little bit extra. So we've got the original San Andreas map over here. Then we've got the Vice City map down here. The GTA 3 Liberty City map up here. And then if we go further north, we have the map from the game Bully, which I've never actually played. We have this area over here. This is called Mainland Liberty. It's based on Chicago. This is completely custom, built by the modders. As is this little area that's incomplete. These are both incomplete and crash the game, so I'm not going to be going over there in a video at any point. There's supposed to be another custom-made city over here somewhere. You can see the names coming up, but that's also not actually been completed yet. There's supposed to be another part, like extending Liberty here, that's not been completed yet, and it is still actively being worked on. I'll link their YouTube channel as well as, of course, the mod links in the description. I just wanted to come in and just have a little bit of fun. I do quite a lot. When I just want to waste some time doing something, I'll just get onto Underground and just mess around. So the cool thing about this mod is you'll have, like, when you're on the San Andreas map, it's basically regular San Andreas. Missions are disabled, by the way. You're basically, when you start out, you've completed the game. So over here, it's basically just regular San Andreas. But then, when you come over to Vice City, you have the Vice City pets, the Vice City vehicles. And it's both vehicles from the game Vice City and from the game Vice City Stories. You got a mix. And the same thing is true for Liberty City. You'll have a mix of GTA 3 vehicles and Liberty City Story vehicles, as well as pets. The actual map over here is the GTA 3 map, not the Liberty City Stories map. They are different. I don't know if there's I've never played Vice City Stories, so I don't know if there's any difference between the two maps. So I couldn't tell you which map this one is. And then if you go up into Bulworth, you have Bulworth vehicles. Which usually it would be Bulworth and San Andreas vehicles, but I've modified the files a little bit to make it so that only Bulworth vehicles spawn in Bulworth. I've also added a few vehicles that don't spawn at all to the traffic files. I've just done a little bit of modifying, changed some stuff, some small stuff. So yeah, you see that right there? That's a completely different mod, and I'll link that mod as well. There you go. That's one of the custom vehicles. This bus is actually from the beta version of GTA 3. It was originally going to be a school bus in the game. And that's one of the vehicles that I added to the traffic files on all 3 islands. Oh my goodness. And if you look on the map, you can see there are gang territories. On all 3 of the GTA maps that are in the game, there are working gang areas with custom gang members from the games that the maps are from. There are safe houses to buy. I think the end goal by the time the mod is done is you'll be able to buy every safe house from every game. Or, like, every safe haven, I guess I should say, because I don't think fully technically had safe houses the same way the GTA games do. Yeah, I'm gonna try to fit a little bit of all 3 of the completed custom maps, into this one video. So it's gonna be a little bit rushed, but I'll probably make more videos on this game in the future. So yeah, you can see what that other mod does. It just makes it so that vehicles and trailers spawn in traffic. There you can see, and the reason I'm starting Vice City is just because this is the last place I saved. And there are certain things in this game, in the underground with the underground mod, that I do believe were not in the original San Andreas. Like, I don't recall there being rampages in San Andreas, but there might be. I honestly don't remember. I don't recall there being the, like, adrenaline pills or whatever it is that you can take in the older games. I don't remember if those are in San Andreas or not, but they're here. Stuff like that. You know, it pretty much compiles all of the it compiles the free roam elements of all the various games together into one. Even to the point that some of the, like, little race challenge things, I know there's one in Vice City that works. I don't know. Like, I know there are some that do work and some that don't work. And it's in the plans to have the proper street races that you activate at Sunshine Autos working, but they don't at the moment. There are working mod shops in Liberty City, but the only one that I've found here on Vice City is in Sunshine Autos, and it doesn't seem to work at the moment. I can't get it to open. Now, the other really cool thing about this mod is it modifies the airports so that you can actually fly between the cities. However, recently I've had that be crashing the game, so I'm not actually going to show it off. Maybe I'll show it off at the end of the video in case it crashes, but I don't want to show it off now. So I'm actually going to fly to Liberty City myself. If we go back here, you'll see that just about all of the planes were replaced with flyable aircraft. As you can see. Now, there is one interesting thing I want to show, but I need to see if one will spawn. These bigger planes, you need a ladder to get up into, or a stairway. And stairways should spawn, but they don't always.
People, I'm late for my dealer here.
It doesn't look like a stairway's gonna spawn. Okay, well the other thing I was gonna end up showing it anyway. But this mod also comes with a vehicle spawner, a weapon spawner, and a pet spawner. I've had the pet spawner crash the game, so be careful with that one. I personally don't use the weapon spawner, but my brother does, and I haven't heard anything about it crashing the game, so I'm not sure. I have never had the vehicle spawner crash the game. And to get this to open, you just gotta type in car spawner. I've modified it so that I type in something different, but the stock code is car spawner. And I am looking for where is it? This. I need this to get into the plane that I want. I'm gonna drive this over here to an open area. And you have to be very careful when spawning large vehicles, because if it spawns inside another vehicle, the other vehicle will disappear. So I'm gonna make sure I have plenty of space. Stop walking, TJ. That's my controller being broken. And then it's in alphabetical order, but it goes by car, and then plane. I think car, then boat, then plane, then bike. No, I was wrong. It's plane, then boat, then bike. This is what I want. The air train is the unflyable aircraft that was in Vice City and GTA 3. And Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories. And they actually made a pilotable version. Oops, forgot you gotta jump onto this. So you can see the stairway actually works. And the plane is actually flyable. Yeah, so none of the modded planes spawn yet, but I'm assuming that's going to be added in later. Alright. So I'm going to time-lapse the flight, because this is pretty much... Of the areas that are completed, well, mostly completed, this is the longest flight from Vice City to Liberty City. So I am going to time-lapse this, and I'm going the wrong way. So as soon as I get out of the city, I will start the time-lapse, and we'll fly to New York. For those who don't know, the map of Liberty City is based primarily on New York City. And how cool is this, huh? Don't fly into the blimp, by the way. It'll blow you up. Alright, and I'll talk to you when I get there. Alright, we're coming in. Now, I am not the best at landing. I'm going to say that right now. Oh, and you can see the radio keeps switching around. Each map has the radio stations from the game that it's from. There you go. I'd say that was probably one of my better landings. I will say, navigating these airports is quite a little bit difficult when you have the AT-400. Because it was designed for planes that are this size, and the 400 is much bigger than this. Well, I'm not going to say much bigger, but it's a decent amount bigger. In fact, I'm going to hit that building if I'm not careful. It's funny, playing these games when I was younger, actually playing GTA 3, I didn't really notice, but looking at it now when I'm trying to actually navigate an aircraft through here, there are not taxiways at this airport at all. And Vice City isn't much better. Yeah, right over the dodo. That's how you airplane properly. There we go. Not bad, I'd say. Considering I'm, not a pilot. And I could... There you go. There's the... Okay, I've got to show this. This thing is so amusing. This is the GTA 3 dodo. And it actually flies. So, if you're a big fan of GTA 3 and you always wanted to be able to fly this little dodo, you can now. It is the zippiest little thing you will ever fly. And it will stay in the air. I just brought it back down because I have other things to show you. But yeah, this thing is quite fun to fly. So even if you're not a big fan of flying, I would advise trying this thing. It's very fun to fly. All right. Anyway, so I could just run around looking for a car, but I'm gonna just do this instead. And if I can find it, there is the GTA 3 Maverick as well. I haven't found the regular Maverick spawn anywhere, but the police Maverick does spawn here at the airport. And then you got I think this is the San Andreas one and this is the Vice City one, but I'm not sure. You got news choppers for every location on the map. So you can see all of the cities that are planned to be in the game. There are news choppers for all of them, and police Mavericks for all of them. Let's get my car. Where is it? I believe it's an F, maybe? This one. For those who don't know, I drive a black Impala. And I have found items inside the car that suggest that it was at one time an unmarked police car. So I'd say this is pretty much my car. Whoa, slidey. And I don't know if this is actually from one of the games or if it was made specifically by the modders. Someone stole a stairway. That's not good. There you go. How's the siren? Alright, the first interesting thing to show you. Here, let me show you something for San Andreas real quick. This is an interesting glitch I found. If you put in the tank car cheat, which I don't remember what it is on the controller, but on keyboard it's JCNRUAD. So you put that in. You get out of your vehicle, and then get back into your vehicle and deactivate it. The vehicle will be indestructible. Let's try that sentence again. The vehicle will be indestructible until you go into the interior universe. And the rain seems to be dropping my frame rate, so I'm going to change a little bit. There we go. Just in case you were wondering, the subway does work. You can see it down there.
Slow down, horn dog. Man, I need some tits
Now, the subway in both the original game and this mod, by default, is 2 cars. I modified it to be 8, because I wanted to. But yep, it works. Passengers will get on and off of it. You can ride it, you can drive it. And the L train in Portland works as well. You can actually derail that one when it doesn't have 8 cars. With this many train cars, it actually cannot get up fast enough to derail.
These bangers out here is nutty.
Which is kind of amusing. Pardon my chewing, by the way.
My wife goes both ways, not me.
So anyway, I just wanted to show that. That does work. I won't be driving one in this video, but you can drive them and you can ride on them. And with another mod that I don't currently have installed, you can spawn the San Andreas trains on these tracks and run those around too if you want. And I'm sure you heard it then, but the drawbridge works. Woo! One of the coolest things I think about having this map in this game is not having to worry about loading between the islands. So I can sit here and see the entirety of, what would this middle island be, Manhattan? I can see the entirety of it in high detail from the other side of the water. I think it looks really cool. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm still used to GTA 4 and 5 where that button looks backwards. Anyway. I'm gonna just sit here for a second, and I'll be back when the drawbridge starts raising. Alright. So the bell has come on. And momentarily it should... There we go. Start going up. How about this? Stanced Impala. Awesome. Alright, now you know what I'm gonna do. Favorite pastime of all GTA 3 players. Fly, Impala! Woo! And I did it again. So yeah, the drawbridge works properly. One small glitch is that when it is going up and down, if it's quiet enough... Oh. Okay, my car isn't indestructible anymore. Interesting. I wonder if the vigilante missions undo that too. It's a little finicky. Anyway, if it's quiet enough, you can hear the bridge going up and down from anywhere on the map. And what happened over here just now is the Landstalker that spawns here, the game tried to turn it into a tow truck with a car on it, and the car spawned inside the building and exploded. Alright, let me just fix this car real quick. There we go. And we can continue. Okay. Apparently OBS doesn't really care for GTA Underground. My frame rate usually isn't this jumpy, but whatever. So you've got the gang vehicles, and you do have all the various different, gang vehicles as well. Wow, I'm not doing a very good job of driving this car, am I? If we go over here... Oh, wait, let me show you this first. There are a couple of unique vehicles in this parking garage that, as far as I've seen, don't spawn anywhere else in the game. Over here you have the hot rod from Liberty City Stories, I believe. And then back here, I'm guessing this car is also from Liberty City Stories, but I don't remember ever driving it. It's interesting. And you can see the various other cars that are spawning in here randomly. You can crash through these gates, I just prefer not to. Alright. That's what I wanted to show you. Basically, the best pickup truck in the 3D universe, because it's the only four-door pickup. And it's here. So yeah, you have the various gang vehicles. Dang it, I did it again. You have the various gang vehicles, and they all spawn in their proper areas. And now we shall go take a small look at Portland. Okay then. It has gotten quite foggy. Let's see, there was one time I was crossing this bridge, and I hit the jump at the end of it. And my car did a perfect backflip and then landed on its wheels. It's not gonna do it this time though. Roll upright, roll upright, roll upright, roll upright. Roll upright. Yes. There we go. Alright. Now, you'll notice that truck spawning there, it would usually be the GTA 3 line runner. Okay then. But I did some model modifying so that the GTA 3 line runner would spawn pulling trailers. And that basically just meant changing the models around. So the road train spawns there instead of the line runner. But on the actual road, the line runner should still spawn. And the road train will still spawn in San Andreas, as far as I've seen. Now, one thing that I was very disappointed in, I'm not sure if many people knew about this, but in the original GTA 3, you could drive through this door, and you could actually get into the garage. Unfortunately, on this map, it's been fixed. Which is possible that in later versions of the game that was fixed, but on the original PS2 version, you could drive through that garage door.
What are you doing?
So yeah, here we have Portland. You can go and, you know, do whatever you want with it, wherever. Where's an L train station? There's one over here, I believe. Okay, yeah, this frame rate jumping is not being caused by the mod, it's being caused by OBS. So, as far as I've been able to see, this mod doesn't detract from performance all that much. Whoops. Alright, give me a train. See, it just looks so awesome with 8 cars. There we go. So yeah, you can drive the L trains. Be careful when getting out though, because you'll see you kind of take a trip. Alright. So that will be my quick run around of GTA 3 then. Real quick, I am also going to go up to the bowling map. how did I keep control of that? In order to get up there, I need a plane or a boat, and I'm going to use a boat this time, because I used a plane last time. I'm going the wrong way. The bridge is over here. Now, getting to Bully is kind of interesting. Getting out of Bully is worse. Because, well, I believe Bully took, like, Bulworth is supposed to be, like, on the coast of some eastern state that's north of New York, I think. I don't remember. Like I said, I don't know much about that game. But despite this, the landmass is completely surrounded by mountains, hills and such, some of which have collisions and some of which don't. So getting there with a boat is kind of hard, as I'll show you. Getting there with a plane is... yeah. A helicopter would probably be the easiest way to go, but it would also... well, I guess it wouldn't take the longest. Using a boat would take the longest. Yeah, using a helicopter would be the easiest way to go. Using a hydro would probably be the quickest, but there's no runway or an airport or anything, so you need to have something that you can land in a small area. And I don't remember how to get down here properly, so I'm just going to do this. And it's upright. Boats are over here. Now I get to see another interesting thing. Grass growing on concrete and wood. Quite a lot of it, in fact. And GTA 3 didn't really have many boats, if I remember correctly. I'd like to use a GTA 3 boat, but there aren't really many, so I guess I'll just take the police boat. Hey, look at that, I did it without hitting the water. Alright, so... the other thing with using a boat is you've got to get around what would be Upstate Liberty if it had been completed. Yeah, you remember that giant landmass that you were never able to quite get to in GTA 3? I never realized that that was part of Shoreside Val. But it is. You can't really tell, but yeah, that's Shoreside Val. It wraps around the top of the map. So all it takes is a quick trip around that, and when this mod is completed, I think they're gonna continue the map north of Shoreside Val and have an area called Upstate Liberty, which I'm very excited for. But it's not here at the moment. You'll see eventually this mountain range will just end. Or this coast, I guess I should say. Alright, so the game crashed. I think that one of my file modifications that I did might have messed with Bully. I noticed that it tends to crash a lot since one of the things I changed, but I don't know what it was. So if you're just using the mod as stock, Bully shouldn't give you as much of a problem, but it tends to take me a couple tries to get up there. So what I'm going to do instead is see if I can get the game to let me fly to San Andreas using the proper airport. And if you're wondering why I'm driving the big truck, it's because this is a trucking channel. Figured to drive a big truck at some point in this video, since I have the ability. So you'll see here, the line runners from the new game, from the older games, do work with pulling trailers. This is the GTA 3 line runner, which is the most unique of every line runner in the series. GTA 3 took place, I want to say, closer to when the actual game was released, where Vice City and San Andreas both took place in the 80s. I think that GTA 3 might have taken place in either the late 90s or early 2000s. So we've got a T600 for the line runner in that game, as opposed to the W9. and I like it because it's different. So anyway, let's see. Oh, it loaded right up. Usually, what I've been having a problem with, and I don't know why, it just randomly did it last time I played the game. I'd never had a problem before then, and I don't appear to be having the problem now. But when I went into the Corona, it just sort of black screened. So you'll see I have the options of Los Venturas or Liberty City. If I hit the triggers, I can switch between the menus. Do this with the triggers. And let's go to San Fierro. Why not? And give the plane a second. There we go. And Vice City, the Vice City map is actually pretty close to the San Andreas map, so I'm not even going to cut any of this. We can just watch the entire flight. It doesn't take very long. Of course, it's giving me crap cameras. Can't really see anything. There we go. You can see something now. And I did specifically want to show how to use the airports like that, because it's not mentioned on their website anywhere, and it took me the longest time to figure out how to use the airports to fly between cities. It's possible that they have a video up on their YouTube page, but I don't know. I haven't delved very far into it yet. One thing you will notice is flying between the cities, once you leave the sort of realm of a particular map, the radio stations will change, I believe, back to the default San Andreas ones. Well, it's weird, because sometimes it just gives me the default San Andreas one, and sometimes it gives me all the ones. So, I don't know. The times will sometimes change, the weather will change. Basically, my brother and I say you're flying between time zones. That's what we call it. And I know they're working on trying to fix that, but at the moment, yeah. It's a little jumpy when you leave the boundaries of the games, of the different games. So that means that skipping these flights also doesn't work right. So if you skip the flight as soon as the plane takes off, it'll basically skip to just outside the map you're on's boundaries. Which is kind of annoying. And we're flying over Los Santos just then, I believe. Oh no, that's Los Venturas. The point I was trying to make is that we should be coming in for a landing pretty soon. There's the runway. One more thing I should probably mention is this underground uses its own save directory, so any saves that you have in the game you won't be able to use. It's gonna create new saves. And there we go. It worked perfectly this time. I don't know why it didn't work last time. School bus. I'm gonna steal the school bus.
Give me that fucking beer. I got kids, man, please. My kids need their daddy, Lo.
Hold on, what? Wait, what? Oh yeah, I forgot. These actually work like regular buses.
I'm rich, you're not, get lost.
So yeah, I think that'll just about do it for this video. One other warning I'll give. If you use the first person mod, I would advise not using it with this, because the modded vehicles crash the game if you try to go into first person. And there are a lot of modded vehicles.
I was just cruising.
You can't just try and kill me.
Dum da dum. Okay, now I'm just having fun. So I'm gonna sign off here. but maybe I'll let the video run for another 10 seconds because I feel like it. I don't know. You can hang around if you want, or you can leave if you want. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've forgotten my outro completely. So I hope you enjoyed the video, is one of the things I say. And various other things I say that I can't remember right now. Oh, this is a good point to make. Remember I said it's like you've completed the game? It really is. Basically, you start the game with 100% completion. So you'll see all the vehicles are here. If you go back to Grove Street, all of the vehicles are there that you get when you get 100%. The game is complete.
Oh, yes, it's fabulous.
When you need to sit my cara desesperada.
And the bus fits in the parking spot. Nice. Alright, I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. If there's anything specifically you'd like me to show off, like the entirety of any map or anything like that, or all the vehicles or something, just let me know in the comments. Please and thank you.